So what do I play if I don't play a Fender or a Gibson? Well, I'm staying American, and I've got this motley crew here, starting with this one. Now, you know, guitar players say, oh, my number one guitar. Well, this would be my number one guitar because it's the kind of the guitar I compare all other guitars to. You may or may not have heard of it, but it's a Valley Arts guitar. It was made probably late 89, early 1990. It's the 555th Valley Arts Custom Pro guitar made. It was made specifically for me because at the time I had a big record deal and I was living in Los Angeles, which is where the factory was. And I went and chose the wood and the neck and the hardware, and they put it together for me. And about a year later, I got it at customs. What can I say? It's got a Floyd, it's got EMGs. I love EMG pickups. Anybody who says they're too clinical, they don't know what they're talking about. EMG pickups always sound good through rack systems, through effects pedals, and through most amps. They've got the right balance of highs and lows and output. I really like them. 3 of these guitars here have got EMG pickups on. Yes, I got a Floyd again, just a single tone. What I did want to tell you about was this body. This is a one-piece Swamp Ash body. Swamp Ash it's a great tone wood. It's extremely light again, extremely resonant. I mean, when I chose this wood, me and the guy who built the guitar, we went around tapping the wood to find a body that went dung rather than duh. You know, that's the difference. And this kind of does really has an acoustic volume to it. So I know when it's amplified, it's going to sound great. It's a bird's eye maple neck. I wanted a maple neck because maple necks, they have a ping to them and a kind of a nice mid-range, which I kind of... Maple necks work well with the Swamp Ash. I just kind of picked that up. So this is my number one guitar. I use this for all kind of rock and full-on gigs. The only thing it doesn't do really well, which is what the Strats do, it doesn't have that twang factor. Like the Strats will twang quite nicely in a kind of a country kind of funky way, but this is more full-on, this guitar. But this is my number one guitar, I guess. Let me tell you about the others. So put your sunglasses on. The camera guys hate this guitar because it's playing havoc with their lights, but this is kind of a Telecaster. It's the nearest thing I've got to a Telecaster. I can get a kind of Telecaster sound out of it. Again, EMG pickups. This is a switchable humbucker, which will take it from single coil to full-on humbucker with this little switch here. I've got a mid-boost. Instead of a tone pot, this is a mid-boost, which will give me a kind of a boost, an output boost, however I've got these pickups set. The actual guitar is made of Warmoth guitar parts. So it's a Warmoth neck, Spertzal locking machine heads, a Warmoth body, and a bit of a funky paint job. I do like a funky paint job. This was done at Chandler Guitars. It's not a particularly expensive guitar. It's not worth bucket loads of money, but it's a good working guitar that it just works, and it kind of looks good on stage, and it's good for that kind of Telecaster twangy country thing. But it'll also do a great Les Paul sound because of this boost and the EMG pickups. It's a good rock guitar too, and it's very sparkly. What we also have here, I kind of wanted a spare to the Valley Arts, and I was always trying to find a guitar as good as this Valley Arts that did the same sort of thing. The closest I could come up with was this Music Man Steve Lukather guitar. They're new on the market. You can pick them up. They're quite, they're quite expensive, but again, a great versatile guitar. This one, I tried 3 or 4 of them, but this one was the most resonant. Again, I'm telling you about resonance, acoustic resonance before you even plug a guitar in. See how it sounds. I can feel it ringing. I'm just holding, and the whole guitar is vibrating. That's how you check. It all works. It stays in perfect tune. EMG pickups again. This is a good standard on-the-market guitar that you could pick up. It'll stay with you for a long time. It'll keep up with your playing. You won't outgrow it. and it will cover most situations in music. It's a good guitar. Mike, the director, said, "This is an ugly-looking beast." I love it. This is called a James Tyler. Again, it's an American guitar made in Los Angeles. You may or may not have heard of it. No one quite knows how he gets this finish. It's kind of a trade secret. Well, I don't know how he gets this finish, but various people said it's various theories on it. But everyone is completely different. It's a kind of it's a vintage vibe guitar. He makes it feel like an old pre-CBS Strat. The side of the neck is kind of almost chamfered, and it's contoured. It's all smooth. It sounds like an old Strat and plays like an old Strat. It's got Seymour Duncan pickups. This is a JB, covered JB in the bridge, and 2 Seymour Duncan single coils. Standard, like a Strat. This tremolo you haven't seen before. It's a Wilkinson trem. Wilkinson trems they're another tremolo system that works really, really well. So that's 4 or 5 tremolos we've kind of looked at, including the Music Man one. So all my tremolos work and they stay in tune. A lot of them I forgot to tell you earlier, have got Spurzheim machine heads, which is a locking machine head. So it kind of locks the string tight so that it's not going to go out too far out of tune. But this is a James Tyler, a very cool guitar. The only thing about the Tyler guitars is by the time it reaches England, you do have to pay an arm and a leg for it. It's not a cheap guitar. I think you're probably paying for the exclusivity of it. It's probably like owning a high-end Ferrari or something if you could compare it to it's still a guitar. Is it worth paying the extra for what it does? Well, I don't know, but I'm lucky enough to have one, so there you go. That's my touring guitars. So now we're going to move on to my amps and get in some cool tones out of the amps.